Welcome back to your Lake Fork Guide. Just a lovely East Texas evening tonight, and I've had some people asking for a full review on the Limit 5 Series rod, which is the new rod, the new piece of equipment. Wow, maybe I should have prepared that and undid that before I started rolling the video. Yeah, we'll just start over. Welcome back to your Lake Fork Guide. I've had some guys asking for a full review on the Limit 5 Series rod, which is my new weapon of choice when it comes to my rod selection. Joined up with them this year. It's pretty sweet, awesome, great, phenomenal, incredible, awe-inspiring looking rods. Limit 5 Series, right there. Little neon green and blacks. Seems to be a popular color these days because looks pretty cool. Anyways, for a full review, let's go ahead and just get right into that. Limit 5 Series rods are made out of top-end materials. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know all the technical stuff about them. I do know that there is some words that are really complicated to pronounce or spell that I'm not real familiar with. But what I know is, bottom line is, the materials that this rod are made out of are some of the same materials, the components, the blanks of some of the most expensive rods, like some of the high-end $300-400 rods. And that's the big deal on this Limit 5 Series. This is a high-end rod that you can buy for, if it's 7 foot or under, it's $129.99. If it's over 7 foot, it's $149.99. So even at $150, it's less than half the price of some of those top-end rods that I promise you this one is just as good as. It's made out of the same stuff. And it looks great. It's well put together. It's a sharp-looking rod. One of the features that I really like about it is this the reel keeper on your reel seat right here. Well, I got it cinched down really tight. But you can see that thing, that's like a hard metal / plastic deal. There's no give in that. One thing that I've had in the past is I've had those ones that have some of this graph or styrofoamy type, the stuff that's on the handles on this part, and it tears apart over time when you cinch them down real tight. Your hand's always there, you're setting the hook right there, and it wears, and then that falls apart, and then your reel pops off. So I've seen that happen before. With this one, I don't worry about that. It's a good, tough. That's the other thing about these rods, is they're very tough and durable. I promise you, I put them through their absolute paces on my boat with guide customers and everything else. You get that many people in the boat, rods get stepped on. We fish Lake Fork. We got heavy cover, big fish, hard hook sets, violent bass fishing. I put them to the test, and I vouch and stand by these rods all day long. They are a phenomenal product. If you up close look at that logo, I kind of like this little checkered finish they have on there too. It looks pretty cool. But anyway, just a rod that looks good, feels good, super light rods, and a lot of power. And I'll kind of go through my my arsenal here. I'm not going to show you each and every one of them because they're all going to look the same on the camera, but I'll kind of explain to you the different sizes and powers that I'm using to complete my arsenal. So for me, I'm not a guy that has 15 different rod sizes on the boat. I do carry 15 rods though, but because I'm a guide and I have to have 3 rods of any kind ready at any one moment, I actually carry 5 different rod sizes or powers, whatever you want to call it. So my first one is going to be, I'm going to go from top to bottom. My biggest rod is a 711 extra heavy. I'm throwing my football jigs on that, my Carolina rigs on that. I'm throwing my big swim baits on that. When I'm flipping or when I'm fishing deep creek channels with jigs, I'm going to use that. A lot of my deep techniques I'm going to use. I like those longer rods on my deep techniques, but 711 extra heavy, that's my biggest stick that I'm carrying. That's obviously a big stick. That sucker's got so much power, it's incredible. The next one down that I have is a 7.4 heavy. I'm punching with that. I'm throwing frogs with that. Anything that I'm throwing on kind of my 50-pound braid around heavy grass, stuff that I'm working in really heavy vegetation, I'm using that 7.4 heavy. That's kind of what I'm using that one for. Gotta get a little drink here once in a while. And then a 7.2 medium heavy. That's my next rod down section with this one right here is I throw a lot of my moving baits on here. A lot of my spinner baits, movement 80X, heavy square bills, chatter baits, swim jigs, and some of my smaller swim baits. And the other thing that I do is when I was sight fishing, I'm sight fishing with this. So I'm going to throw my lighter Texas rigs, my 1/4 ounce Texas rigs, my 1/2 ounce, 3/8 ounce Texas rigs. If you're throwing with a heavier shaky head, like a 3/8 ounce or a 1/4 ounce or heavier shaky head, I'm throwing that on this as well. Real versatile. Anything, when you get around that 7-foot medium heavy, just a real versatile rod that you can do a lot on. So that's my third rod setup. My fourth is a 610 medium heavy. And that rod's actually got, they're both medium heavies, but I can do stuff with really light baits on that 610 medium heavy. Just the way those rods work out, they all say medium heavy this, heavy that, whatever. But each individual rod's a little bit different. You have to kind of get a good feel for them. The 610 medium heavy is the rod that I use for my weightless stick baits, smash stick baits, my flukes, my weightless magic sheds, wacky worm, all my wacky stuff, my drop shot. That 610 medium heavy is going to handle all that lightweight stuff. My top water poppers, stuff like that that's pretty light. It throws that light stuff really well. I've got a 610 medium heavy with one of these H2O metal camouflage looking reels, and I'm telling you, with actually 15-pound fluorocarbon, I can throw that wacky worm. I'm sorry, it's 12-pound fluorocarbon, H2O metal reel, and a 610 medium heavy limit rod. I can throw that wacky worm as far as you would ever want to throw it. I mean, I can fling that thing. So it's a good setup for that. Then last but not least is the spinning rod setup. I've actually got one sitting right here. I'll show it to you. I carry a few. Whoa. I carry. Oh man, this line's messed up on this one. I carry a few of these spinning rod setups, and this is, I want to say this again is a 610 maybe. Yeah. This again is a 610 medium heavy. Again, very versatile. So for me, really the only reason that I carry a spinning rod is for guide customers that can't throw a bait caster very well. I'll let them, we do the spinning rod. So for that reason, I want to have one that's really versatile that I can do a lot of different techniques with. Like I said, getting around that 7-foot medium heavy. This is a 610 medium heavy. That's going to allow you to do a lot of different things, a lot of different techniques, all the way from the lightest of light to the biggest of big. So we do that, for those guide customers that can't, handle a bait caster. Sometimes it's kids, sometimes it's, beginners or whatever. We set them up on a 610 medium heavy spinning rod from Limit 5 Series. So that's my arsenal. That's my five sticks. 711 extra heavy, 7.4 heavy, 7.2 medium heavy, 610 medium heavy, and a 610 medium heavy spinning rod. Those 5 rods right there. I'm telling you something, guys. For you guys that are getting into it, you don't have to go out there and buy 35 rods. You don't need 15 different rod sizes. You get those 5 rod sizes, and I promise you, I can do anything just as efficiently and well as anybody in the world with those 5 rods. So you really only need 5. That's what I'm telling you. You can do it all with 5 rods. And they're only 150 a piece. Some of them only 130 a piece. man, you can't beat that deal. Get a full setup and be able to do whatever you want, compete against anybody in the world as far as having the right equipment for under $1,000. Hey, know what I'm saying? That's a pretty good deal. So, there you go. There's my review on Limit 5 Series rods. All I can tell, I just keep reiterating this over and over. I say it time and time again, it's the best value, best bang for your buck on the rod market today. No doubt about it. Awesome deal on a really top end type rod. So check them out. I'll link them below, so make sure you look at that. Do a little bit of a East Texas bass story. Some of you know this, some of you may not. I've been doing a regular job, been guiding, been doing the YouTube stuff. So basically I've had 3 jobs this year. It's been a crazy year, and been fortunate. The guide business has gone really well. A lot of it thanks to you guys. A lot of you guys have called me that have seen the videos. Can't say thank you enough for that. I appreciate each and every one of you that watches these videos. That helps as well. I mean, that, it's all part of the business and all part of growing this brand that is Your Lake Fork Guide as we develop. I'll make one promise to you, and that is that I'm going to continue to try and give you the most in-depth and informative fishing information that you can find anywhere. I'm going to continue to try and bring guests on. I know we haven't brought many guests on in the springtime because everybody's so busy in the springtime in the fishing world, but as we go on throughout the year, I'm going to try and bring more and more guests back onto the channel, so you're not just dealing with just my knowledge. I mean, I've got some knowledge. I'm not the best fisherman in the world. I'm happy to share what I know. I'm probably one of the more open fishermen in the world as far as that goes. But I'm not the smartest, I'm not the best at fishing, but what I will do is I'll try to bring other people on here so that the wealth of knowledge that you receive on this channel as we go forward, uncomparable, second to none. That's what we're going for. That's my goal. That's where I hope this ends up. So we appreciate you watching, helping us grow the channel. Through all this, been fortunate enough, been blessed that I've been able to now quit my other job. And as of today, yes, today, the day this video is released, I am a full-time professional fisherman. That is all I do. Every dollar I make comes from the world of fishing. So I need you now more than ever. Call me, book a trip, watch more videos. I do have a lot of new open dates for the summer. So if you're interested in getting on the water with me, be sure and give me a shout. Like I said, there's a lot of fishermen on Lake Fork that I would, fully admit better fishermen than me. If you want to know who I am and where I come from, I'm just a guy. Look, man, I'm a guy that just loves this sport. It's the one thing in my life that I never, ever, ever have gotten burnt out on. The worse the fishing is, the more I want to get back out there and do it again and try and figure it out. I just love this game, and I want to share that love and that passion. This sport did so much for me when I got out of the Marine Corps in a way of settling my mind and kind of putting my mind back at ease and kind of working me back into society and taking me from that, kind of really angry jerk of a person that I was when I first got out of the Marine Corps and turned me back into still a little bit of that. But it got me a lot closer to being a normal human again. And I just, I love it. I love it so much. It was only 7 years ago, I was fishing out of a plastic pond hopper, 8-foot plastic boat, and going every chance I got. And then, my mom was dating a guy at the time that I took him fishing in that plastic boat, and he said, no way, that's way too small. And so he went out and actually bought a 17-foot Pro Gator, like 20-something, 25-year-old fiberglass bass boat. And we fished out of it. He left it at my house because that's the only time he fished, and so I fished out of it every single week. And went from there, moved on, partnered up with some guys in tournaments and started fishing, and got my own boat. And then I started guiding. My buddy Andrew Grills gave me a few overflow trips my first year guiding when I was doing it, just on the weekends that first year, and got my first skeeter then, and I just love it. I love everything about it. I love each and every one of you for being as passionate about it as I am, and inquisitive, and I don't mind asking questions. Ask anytime. You can text me questions. I don't care. I'll answer. I just love fishing. I'll talk to you about it all day, anytime. Anyways, I'm rambling, so I'll wrap this up. So if you guys are interested for getting out on down the water, and you're thinking about calling me, just know that you're going to get a guy that's going to love the sport of bass fishing just as much as you do. Who's going to make the day do whatever we can to make the day as enjoyable as possible for you. That's really the only two things that I go for. You know, the only thing that matters to me on the guide trip, really, honestly, is two things. One, safety's first. I want to make sure everybody goes out and gets back safe. And the second thing is, it's your day. I want to make it as special for you as we possibly can. So that's what we'll do. And if you're interested in that, I've got a lot of new open dates, like I said, for the summer. We just went full time. We got plenty of open dates for the fall. So whatever you want to get lined up, if you want to book next spring, give me a holler, talk to your boy. Let's get this thing locked up. Let's get you out on the water, and let's go try and catch the biggest bass of your lifetime. So we appreciate you guys watching Your Lake Fork Guide. As always, appreciate you helping us grow the channel. Man, keep telling all your friends. Let's make this thing real big. Real big. We got big plans. I want you to be a part of them. But thanks again for watching, and we will see you guys next time, right here on Your Lake Fork Guide. What are you doing? She wants to play. You ready? Huh? Go get it. Good time, right there. What are you doing? Oh, yeah. How can you not love that? So happy.